Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Here's Pedro. In this series of reasoning the emotions, this time, today, I want to talk about this topic, continue about this topic, because the body emotion, is not completely healed. So in my experience, within the unconscious mind to the healing of the emotional body, I want to discuss about this process of healing, about two things especially the repression of the thing that causes the symptoms and the consequence of it, the manifestation of what you've been thinking in the unconscious mind, because you can get just a simulation, you can get euphoric like crazy, too much of power of mana, manic stuff. So you can think too fast and you can repeat the notion that comes into your unconscious mind. So you listen and you repeat. But if you are aware, you will not repeat. You can reply with another message of the to the unconscious mind and of the unconscious mind. So the question is not how you can respond, how you can answer to your unconscious mind. The question is how you can stop repressing, how can you stop freezing the thought that gives you the symptom. The symptom is the problem, and what which causes it's the focus of the treatment, psychotherapeutic. So you have to look to your unconscious mind when you listen to the triggers, the voice that says things to you. If you are in a psychosis viewpoint, in the cosmological square of the psychopathology of psychosis. So when you listen the negativity and you know that this is wrong, the negativity is wrong, it's not correct, it's not the pure reason that you should be at. So you have to distinguish what is coming from the dark side of your emotions, trying to push you down, trying to make you feel confused, and in Freud's words, the death drive, what gives you a passage from the dead, something deadly, something that is sinful, in other words, to the life drive, the pulsion of life, the pulsion of love, the pulsion of liberation. So you have to discern into these two drives what's negative and what's positive, the yin yang. All right, when you discern what's bad and what's good, what's evil and what's good, you can be more ready to distinguish and have some more skills to make reality a comprehensive book. So it's kind of difficult for you to understand, maybe, because everyone in a psychosis square has have their own morphologic kind of psychotic behavior. It's not the same for everybody, but the structure of the psychosis, what is the disturbance, what's the perturbations, can be the same in talking about the structure. All right, like the voice, like the voice cannot be the same, but the voice exists, so it's a structure. So it's a positive um, symptom. The voice, the hallucination, the delirium. So if you pay attention to your unconscious mind, what's in repressive, what's getting yes compulsively or no compulsively, what is not getting discernment about the kinds of thoughts that comes to your mind, unreal, fantasy, or real, what's truth and what's not truth, what's your fate telling you. So you have to understand that it's not only about pure reason. If you're in a fight with a psychotic problem situation, you have also to be working with spirituality, because the symptoms of psychosis may mix with um, mediumship problems and regulations. You can be absorbing too much because of your sensibility. You can be listening too much of your skills because you are too much sensitive. So I don't pretend to to be more extended in this topic, pushing for the mediumship discussion. I want just to work about the healing process. So let's get back. We can get healed from the emotional body when we are getting some psychosis of when we are getting psychosis and we are projecting the body. We are having the visual hallucinations, and we think they are real, but they are not real, right? It's just a product of the mind of your ego. Your ego is like the part of your psyche apparatus that may be not functioning functioning well because you are allowing too much negativity. You are not getting the response for the stimulus with the proper way, that is about the positivity. You are feeding yourself too much with negativity. That's the question. The question of the psychotic, it's it's this: the emotional body is too much open or closer to one obsessive ideas, psychotic ideas. Most of the time psychotic leads to psychotic ideas. So if you are dealing with this kind of problem, like in the unconscious mind, like projections or visualizations of the unconscious mind, that's a kind of psychosis. Like another kind of psychosis that the science nowadays is treating is the experience of out of the body, but in the clinical of psychoanalysis we treat this like a psychosis, because if we do not manage our spiritual body, it's a psychosis. If you are unregulated in the mediunity, it's a psychosis. So what we do not have control about the light body, the body of emotions, if you are not feeding our soul with love and peace, can be a trouble and a mess of symptoms in which categorize the square of psychosis alienation. So when we are repeating the same pervert symptom of psychosis, like projecting, like imagining something in your space of view, or projecting outside of the body too far away, we are getting a lack of awareness, and we are getting overthinking, like our mind is not working properly, correctly. So we are dealing with the psychosis square, properly said. If you are not feeling the peace and calmness to just talk, just get a walk, just get exercise without thinking, without getting out of the body thoughts, is a psychosis symptom. When you are talking with the maybe it's a gift, maybe it's a curse, the empathy or the lack of empathy. And I am so gladly and happy to say that when you reach the cross point of the equality, we stop of being unequals, wrong in the running of the bad side, to go to the right side equally. We are doing with the process the management of equals people, persons are driven by the power of their faith, of the current symbolical capital. And when this occurs in our lives, we can get non-distractions, we can get more stabilized with the mood, with the feelings, with a lot of things. So it's brave taking of consciousness of behavior actually in therapy to do this process of healing, emotional healing, because it's a mind, a soul to be saved. And when it's a soul to be saved and not lost in the nothingness, if it's just nothingness, why we are overthinking, why we are thinking too much inappropriately? Those questions we can ask for our symptoms and try to remodulate our point of view for what's really ethical and what's not ethical, and stop bleeding for significance of what we project, because this is wrong, this is the sin, this is the problem. The problem is you do not have to minify the symptom of the hallucination. It's surely can has a correlation with the root of this donation. Surely can have traits of what is causing, what your mind is working, and what's the real world can talk to you, what's just meaning, and why the ego is defending with the projections. When the ego lacks words, when the ego lacks silence, when the ego lacks quietude, to behave like that, to behave in hallucinations. And hallucinations are so poorly kind of distraction of the ego, some delocation, the moving from not the central self, the grasping of part of reality with an irrational uh, taking belief of what's real to the interpretation, and most of the time over interpretation, mainly is interpretations of the sense like you are the center of the universe, or things like that. You feel like that. We have to be humble to know that we are not alone, and our ego is this catch upon the universe that make the sense, that make a being. So it's a movement. There is a movement. There is a movement of the ego sick or the ego health. There is a movement. There is a movement of the spirit of the self. God is moving you. And there is a movement of the yin yang. There is a movement of the duality too. So when we think about distractions, like the hallucinations, grasping of what we are perceiving, is like we do not need to pay the attention for that. We just need to follow our own way, our own peace. Is the best kind of treatment after the conjunction of multidisciplinary team of mental health support. It's not only a word that will change your life forever. It's not only a word that will change the life of the psychotic. Because when your emotions are sick, when your soul is sick, you have something to work upon the unknown, the invisible, what you are discovering, the soul. And to resonate the soul is to make recognizing of what you materialize here in earth. That's pure brilliant. What you materialize here in earth, it's vibrations, frequencies and vibrations. So keep aware of what you are materializing, what you are energetically attaching to yourself, getting to your heart, and start to see the world with the eyes of who is free. Seek for freedom, and you get it. I'm sure you will. You will be in peace and love if you trust in the treatment. if you trust in God, you'll be free. Because your symptoms, your psychotic symptoms, your hallucinations, voice, visuals, does not exist. Does not exist. It's only for you. Only for you. It's from you, and it's only from you. For you. It's an experience of loneliness. It's only you. It's your problem. And we are trying to reach you, so to make the word of the cross to take you and bring you the light, to illuminate the word, your word, the salvation to the heavens, open skies. Thank you a lot for joining me in this conversation. I hope you give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and let's keep doing this work of rationing the emotions. All right? Thank you very much.